Yeah. See, I used to go by the name of the Oxford Outlaw. Got caught up in some shit back in 2017, man. It's some real nasty shit. And I told myself I wasn't gonna live it down. I wasn't gonna let them get away with it. See, they banned me. They outlawed me. I've been living as an outlaw. But what they didn't expect is for that outlaw to start raking the Mississippi muck. The Mississippi mud, baby. And that's where I got the name. The Mississippi Muckraker.
There was a time, no problems getting by. The money came hand over foot, my homies ride or die. I put my money where my mouth was, that was no surprise. 1986 Corvette, that whip was super fly. On track for super size, I was supercharged. I took a stand, I had support until I caught that charge. New age mission impossible, a new age Ethan Hunt. I'm quoting Winston Churchill while I'm chiefing on a blunt. It started off with Timmy, power tripping piece of shit. Arrest me on the 1st of May for my lack of a permit. I didn't have to get one, yeah that's right, they got it wrong. I'd like to tell you about it. It's a Matt Reardon song. Yeah, it's a documentary. Yeah. It's a documentary. You're riding with the outlaw.
Big news here in Mississippi. The jokesters that were elected as our state representatives decided to bypass a vote and went straight for the jugular to remove the state flag of Mississippi. My thing that I've said from the beginning is that if it goes to a vote and if the overwhelming majority voted in favor of a new flag, you're not going to hear me complain. Because at the end of the day,
Mr. Mayor, I want to speak
my
out
statement
on the
has
state
always
flag.
been
Like I
about
said.
our constitutional rights. Okay? The rights that are afforded to us as citizens. It's not about us stars and bars. It's about the will of the people.
Sure, but this is the taxpayers'
that
house. They have a right to speak. You
the
have
vote of the
absolutely
people
no
doesn't
right
matter.
to say that they can't speak.
And you have elected officials that are making controversial moves that are ignoring that which the people vote for.
You're a cultural Marxist. Every
Just spelled
single
out
one
an
of you
epic
sitting there are
disaster
cultural Marxists
for society.
who vote
Because it
to
sets
keep the flag
precedents.
down.
Only bad things can come from it. You want to hear about one of the nastiest public corruption scandals? And what's crazy is I've literally mapped this thing out, called every single phase of what's going on right now in advance, because I knew it happened. And you've got agencies that are obstructing justice, destroying evidence, and turning a blind eye, shoveling proof of innocence,
Jared Bundren.
and shielding criminal activity.
Hey, I'm here to show you how
That's
to conduct
going
a
on in our
proper
very
investigation. You received a call on May 24th, 2017.
Heinous corruption
I would like the details of that call.
to such a level
Why are y'all cowards? Why are y'all cowards?
to help get a female Democrat
I'm
mayor
saying
elected.
I would like to. I'm trying to ask. You said no to.
Kept damning information, which would have had potentially devastating political ramifications from coming down the hopper. Her husband the attorney of my ex for the original child custody matter back in 2016, August of 2016. It was that time that my child was kept from me for approximately 2 months. It's the first extended period of absence that I took away from her. That was, she basically was used as a wedge, a negotiation tool. You got the May 1st, 2017 arrest. In front of that statue right there. Where I was holding the state flag of Mississippi. Standing on public property. Was not bothering a soul. Was not loud. Nothing. Just standing on this very pavement that I'm standing right now. Holding the state flag of Mississippi. But because that didn't fit the agenda of this city, the city being that it took it on itself to remove the state flag from city property while all along taking taxpayer dollars from the state, from Jackson. My view hasn't changed on that. Never will. It's common sense. If you take state-funded tax dollars from your state, well, damn it, I think it should be an obligation that you fly the state flag. I don't think that's some far out there want and demand. May 1st, Deputy Sheriff Timmy Pruitt pulled up. He asked me if I had a permit to be here. I told him that I had the First Amendment. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I'm a patriot. I'm a 3%er. I took an oath at the end of 2007 to uphold and defend our Constitution from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. My oath had no expiration date. Nowhere in the military oath is there an expiration date that says that this oath is only good until the time of your service ends. And it's like that for a very particular reason. You see, when I took an oath back in 2007 to uphold and defend our Constitution, I swore an oath to our country and ultimately wrote a blank check to our government for an amount up to and including my life. Now, I wasn't deployed. I was never sent to a deployable squadron. In fact, I was in the air wing, and I was part of a non-deployable squadron that actually trained new pilots to fly the AV-8B Harrier and then get assigned to a gun squadron and sent overseas to drop bombs on Iraq. So I personally find my MOS and my job very crucial to the readiness of the Marine Corps and its officers to go and drop bombs on the bad guys. Okay? So I wrote a blank check to the government for an amount up to including my life. It's that reason right there alone that the oath that I took doesn't expire. So I wanted to know, and I still want to know to this day, how a city and a county has the right, feels that they have the right to supersede the Constitution, the law of the land. Because the last I knew, no law made by any city or any county ever had the effect of becoming a law and a lawful order if it directly clashed with that of the Constitution. And the First Amendment right guarantees my right to stand here on public property, whether or not I'm causing friction, whether or not I'm irritating people. It's my right, granted through the First Amendment, to have freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press. Just like, I'll point the camera over here, like y'all can see. We've got protesters over there holding signs, wanting the statue to come down. And I tell them every single time I talk to them, they have a right to be here. And honestly, they have the right to live, to be here free of harassment. You don't even need to have a permit. Shouldn't even be a requirement to have a permit. But see, that's the liberal hypocrisy, because I'll never hear that said to me. In fact, being that I'm a conservative, just the opposite. Back in May of 2017, false reports were called up there about me causing problems on the square, even though I wasn't saying anything. I was just holding a state flag, had a gun on my hip.
You know, I am audio and video recording, Mr. Fred.
I don't care. You have a permit to be here.
The First Amendment,
You
actually.
have a permit to be here.
No.
Alright, you gotta leave.
Why is that?
Because you're going to jail if you don't.
I'm going to jail just for standing out here and holding a flag.
You have to leave.
Okay, where does that super...
Let
let me just...
one more time.
Can I just ask you... Can I ask you a question?
I'm going to ask you one more time to leave. If not, I'm going to get you to jail for disorderly conduct.
Okay, I'll leave and take this straight to my attorney then. That's you can't threaten me with my First Amendment rights. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr.
Not for
Pruitt,
you to leave. One.
this fucking city is ass fucking backwards. Ass fucking backwards. Y'all see that? Hey, what's your badge number, by the way, Deputy Pruitt? No, I'm not. I'm leaving. I was asking you. I was leaving.
Long story short, Deputy Pruitt said I had to leave. I didn't have a permit or I was going to face arrest. Said I was going to take the video straight to my attorney. I couldn't be threatened with my First Amendment rights. His uniform was a little bare that day. He had forgotten to put his badge back on before coming out. I took about 7 steps off and I turned around to ask him what his badge number was. That infuriated him because it made him look horrible, as if he wasn't already doing a good enough job of that himself. When he came trying to trod on a Marine Corps veteran and a patriot's rights, stand there in solitude, by myself, not even as a group, holding the state flag of Mississippi. I was arrested. When I asked him what his badge number was, it infuriated him. He took me to the jail. I maybe was in the jail for about an hour before I posted bond. I grabbed my state flag. My car was parked right here on the square still. And I decided I was going to take a victory lap and walk from the sheriff's department with my state flag back to the square. And I did a victory lap around the square, holding my state flag, proudly holding my state flag. Because I knew what I did was not wrong. You can try to paint me into a corner and try to demonize me all you want to. Fact is, even by the sheriff's department's own admission, and through multiple agencies, news agencies, I was arrested for holding the state flag on public property.
beautiful day today. There are a bunch of college-age kids over on the south side, right in front of the Confederate statue, holding signs wanting to take the statue down. But not one of them can give a reason as to why.